Today on Hey We're Talking.
Is Corey Feldman a real man? We'll find out what Mike Rowe thinks.
Hey everybody, welcome to Hey We're Talking. It's me, Scotty D. I'm joined by the Derek Tant and
What's up, Scott?
Mr. Bob Peel.
Hey, what's up, guys? How are you?
We like to call him Bobby P.
No, we don't.
Why?
Nobody calls me that. Because that's not my name. My name is Bob.
I like
that.
Don't
Simple.
you think Bobby P sounds good? Just be real. Derek, do you like it?
No way.
No, my
And-
mom
and that-
used to say that. Bobby, go pee before we leave.
Tuggy Tant.
Yeah.
I like
You're
Tuggy
stirring up
Tant,
bad
too.
memories. And I think, Scott, that just killed the energy. 'Cause
What?
The pre-production, the pre-show, you're getting onto us. You got no energy. And then we psych ourselves up. And then you're
Oh,
like,
I
hey,
was-
we
I
got
was
Bobby
mean.
P here. And we're like, oh,
Yeah, here we go. Going to start another show like this.
that's not fun.
I know. What do you think people think when they first start listening and we argue like that? Do you think they like it?
They probably turn it off and say, what
No,
is this
they
crap?
don't.
You mean
Gosh
I took up
dang it,
space
Derek.
on my phone for this?
No, they love it. There was this one that I would listen to. There was a podcast way back in the day. I think it's still around, but it had. Do you know who Will Sasso is?
Yeah,
Okay, Will Sasso.
like Curly.
Yeah, he's done other things, but yeah. He had this thing the other day that made me laugh so hard because he does a lot of stuff on like Twitter and Instagram, and he did this thing the other day. I'm gonna ruin it by talking about it, but it was so funny. He was in New York. You know how a lot of times people that are like from New York will be like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to this cool place in New York. Nobody knows about this place. It's a local place," and they'll
Old mob hangout.
yeah. Well, he is talking in kind of that kind of voice. He's got his phone. He's doing selfie mode, right? And behind him, there's a Starbucks. He goes, "Hey, just hanging out here in Brooklyn. I'm going to go to a little-known place here. It's called Starbucks. And we're going to get one of the best coffees in New York." And he goes in and he's like, he's filming the person behind the counter. He's like, "Hey, I'd like to get a coffee." And the guy's like, "Okay." He gives him a coffee. He comes out, he sips, he goes, "Best coffee in New York, Starbucks." And then he goes to another place and it's CVS Pharmacy, and then he does one for Target. He goes, "A little mom and pop shop called Target." And it was pretty funny. But he goes
that would be
he
funny.
goes into each one of them and asks for something in that stupid like New York voice.
Yeah,
And all the people are like,
stupid New Yorkers. We hate your voices.
No,
right?
it's the cliched New York voice is what I'm saying. It's like when people talk about the South and they're like, "Oh yeah, mow mow dow dow dow."
My pickup truck, my dog. Wait,
That's
that's
Texas.
real.
I know. It's not all real.
That's what every country song is about.
Dude,
My
there's
pickup truck broke down. My dog died.
Not
My wife
anymore.
left me.
not anymore.
You know, I've never heard a country song about a broken down pickup truck. I haven't.
Really? I think
Yeah, I'm
it has to be somewhat real if there's a cliche about it, right?
Oh yeah,
I mean,
there has to be.
They mention they mention pickup trucks, but it's like if country is modern tragedy, in the Southland, but it's still not a thing. I don't know. Anyway, I'm still caught up on Starbucks. You can't really say Starbucks is the best coffee in New York.
It's a joke.
There's
That's
so
the
many
whole
more.
point.
Guys, if you're in New York City in any of
Oh
the
my
5
gosh.
boroughs, there's going to be tons of great independent
It's a
coffee
joke.
shops, roasteries where you're going to get some great coffee.
It's called
Coffee.
sarcasm. He was joking that
Don't
it's not.
describe the humor to me. I know what humor is.
I
Okay,
told
so-
you would yell at some point, and you did.
Of course I yell. Of
So-
course
so
I
there-
yell.
I didn't find a bunch of songs about broke down pickup trucks, but I did find 17 country songs about trucks.
Listen,
I just said that.
Brandon has a song about his 71. What is it? What
74,
year? 74 Ford or something?
An
89 Ford. Yes. Gosh,
Ford
dang
Ranger.
it.
It's like a true story.
It was real. Yeah, that's a real truck. It existed.
Tim McGraw's got a song called Truck Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Kip Moore, something about a truck.
I know.
Don't forget about Pickup Man by Joe Diffie.
Toby Keith, big old truck. Brad Paisley, mud on the tires.
Oh, my gosh.
Lee Bryce, I drive your truck.
Yeah,
I think that's a little innuendo.
What?
Brandon knows Kip Moore. He opens up for him, and I think he knows Lee Bryce quite a bit. We need to get Brandon Ray on the show. That's my little brother, everybody. He's
Derek's name
he's
dropping, by the way.
He's a country music singer.
Singer from Liverpool. Yeah. Yes.
He was like in Lincoln, Nebraska the other day, opening for
Kansas.
And
he was in California not that long ago too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's establishing like a big fan base in San Diego.
Oh, dude, how cool is that? You're going to love when you get to go hang out with them in San Diego, aren't you?
Yeah, I kind of want to. They have him out there at this place called Moonshine Flats and Moonshine Beach.
Okay.
He's out there like 2 or 3 times a year, and I saw the pictures. Like it's his show. He's not like opening for anybody, but they're there for him.
Okay,
that's awesome.
Here's how we'll pitch it. Are you ready? So next year when he does this show in San Diego, what you say is, hey, how about Hey We're Talking comes and opens up the show? Like we come and kind of talk and do some stuff at the show and meet and greet people, and we do some games with Brandon or something like that. We can have a little fun before the show starts, and then he sings, and everybody's like, man, Hey We're Talking was good.
I don't know. Do we play any musical instrument? I know Bob's a drummer.
No,
Scott, do you banjo?
Play any, we were going to talk. We'll talk to him.
Oh, that's what people want to do at a concert. Listen to people talk.
Before the concert, it'll be like a meet and greet
with us.
With Brandon. No, with Brandon, but he'll be with us.
And we'll have a cardboard cutout of Brandon.
No, the real Brandon. Who? It'll be fun. He'll love the idea. Just talk to him about it. I'm sure he'll get it. He'll love it.
First, let's just work on getting him on the show. That's number one. Let's see if that happens first, and then we'll talk about San Diego.
That's gonna happen. I mean, I'm telling you guys, he wants to be on the show.
I know he does.
We've just never Bob hasn't pushed for it.
Derek hasn't asked.
I don't see Brandon's name on the spreadsheet. So
that's true. It's not. That's true. That's a point for Derek. We're having a little master debaters here, and you just got a point. Very, very good. Yeah, I should add a sheet to the spreadsheet that says guests. You should. And just start typing them in and you know. We're full of sheets on this show. I will say, I think, Bob and Scott have both been reaching out to people lately. I'm excited. And you guys should totally be titillated because I think we're going to have some exciting, it's going to be fun. We're going to have some guests on the show. We have some good ideas for people, maybe well-known people, maybe not so well-known people, but I think it's going to be... They'll be known after they're on this show. I'll tell you that much, right? Yeah. Hey, yep. Speaking of, everybody who listens, we always talk to you guys about this, that we need you for the show. We could just be talking to ourselves, but we got these listeners out there. If you guys know people that you find interesting and you think would be fun to be on the show, let us know. And you have a connection to them, that would be cool. If you're just like, hey, I know such and such, and I think he'd be fun on your show. Or he or she. I say he all the time, but I want to tell you, we'd love to have some ladies on the show. Why not? Yeah, or like Corey Feldman would also be a good choice. We talked about that. Corey Feldman, if you're listening, we'll totally have you on the show. We could listen, I would do like a 3-parter with him because he's got amazing stories he could share with us. Yeah. Forget going on Dr. Oz or Quaz or whoever that is. I mean, come on this show. You guys know this. I actually sent him a message on Instagram trying to, when his whole thing was going on. I'm like, come on, man, try, you want a spot?
maybe now that it's dying down,
Yeah.
or when the controversy is not surrounding Corey Feldman anymore, it's kind of shifted through the whole entertainment universe. So maybe the attention's off him. Maybe we could send him another message, and we could have Corey on or
Can you imagine? I mean,
Mr.
seriously,
Feldman.
Just think about it for. Just pretend in your mind for just a moment that Corey Feldman might actually come on the podcast. How funny would number one? It would be hilarious to me that he would show up. And number two, what would you say to him? What would be your first question, Derek? What would you say to Corey Feldman?
Like, what did you have for lunch, man?
How are you?
That's your first question?
Look, I think that if we had somebody on, even if it was a famous guest, I think if we weren't like doing the typical kind of interview where we're talking about, what project, what was it like working on the Goonies? What was it like, with Richard Dreyfuss narrating your movie? No, let's talk about real stuff. Let's talk, hey, so talk to, what are you doing today? What did you do yesterday? And what are you doing tomorrow? Let's get in their lives, not just,
I'm sure he'd really want to tell us what he did yesterday, but
right, exactly.
But I do agree with what you're saying. I would just like to get to know the guy.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be, oh my gosh, Corey Feldman, tell us about your, when you were with Corey Haim and tell us all these stories. He would open up about that stuff because it's part of his life, but it would be fun just to be like, Corey's a friend of the show. Corey, what's up, man? Hey, how's it going?
That we can get The Rock on here. I'd be like, when's the last time you really ate pancakes, dude? Come on.
I think he eats them every month.
He might, but I'd ask, just be like, when's the last time you had pancakes? That's somebody we need to get on the show.
I wonder if The Rock would like break down and just be like a normal person if he would. On. Do you think
he would? I mean, have you seen interviews with that dude? Have you what I mean?
He always seems like he's on. That's why I'm saying
I think that's but I think that's the way he is. That's just his swag, his persona that's always there, though.
His swag. You're too old to say that.
I don't care. I think really The Rock is The Rock. I mean, you just kind of get what you get, but it'd be cool to have him on the show. I would too.
I agree. I would in a second. If he called one of us right now or texted one of us right now, I would halt everything and have him on.
I don't think he's going to call or text us.
You never know.
I've been getting some phone calls from some strange numbers that I haven't been answering.
You need to answer them, Derek. Jeez.
Well, it's like local area codes.
Oh,
so
okay. It's not.
I doubt The Rock has, he's got a phone from West Texas.
No, he doesn't.
Probably not.
No.
But it could have been Tim McGraw.
That's true. Tim McGraw.
He lives in. Oh, gosh. He lives in Nashville.
Oh.
With his wife.
Yeah.
Whatever her name is.
Faith Hill.
Yeah.
Faith McGraw? Right?
Is her name McGraw? No, I don't think it is. I think it's Faith Hill because she was famous before they got together.
Yeah, once you become so famous, you just keep your name regardless. I'm not changing my name. Faith McGraw just sounds weird.
That's true. It does sound kind of weird. Faith
about McGraw. Tim Hill.
Tim Hill?
Sounds like a manager at a Sam's Club or something.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Sam's Club.
Yeah, that works. I was going to say, yeah, okay. Hashtag dead air.
No, that was hashtag what the heck are we talking about? That's basically what that was.
I don't know. It just went to a weird, weird spot.
It got too meta.
Wednesday or something?
No. Okay,
no,
so it's President's Day. No, not really.
No, it ain't.
No, not really. It is right now, but not when they hear this.
From today.
Yeah.
When they hear this, it won't be. Derek, you blew again. You knocked that wall right over.
It up.
Shattering the illusion.
Technically, today would be, when this airs, would be my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Scott!
Hey, another year older.
What do you want to talk about, Scott? What do you want to talk about since it's your birthday?
Now, are you excited about the senior citizen discount that you're getting now?
You know what's funny? I'm closer to senior citizen discount than I've ever been in my entire life.
Obviously.
Shut up. No, I'm only going to be 46. I'm all right.
Whoa, almost 50. Yeah. That's how my wife does math. She rounds everything to the
right
extreme.
Up, right?
Yes. Yeah. So if it's like, all right, this bill's going to be, $113. Okay, 120. No, it's 113. No, it's 120. No, it's 113. That's an extra $7 somewhere that can get budgeted or whatever. She always rounds to the extreme.
Well, it's never going to be exactly
rounding class.
It's never going to be exactly what you think it is.
But
you're talking about bills.
Yeah, but still, if the bill says 113, she'd be like, "Well, let's budget 120."
I think that's smart.
No, the bill is 113 exactly,
and it never changes. It's always 113.
Oh, here's something funny. So she listened to our Valentine's episode.
He avoided that. Did you see that? She listened to the Valentine's episode. Go ahead.
And she's like, people are going to think I'm just, a bad wife, a bad person, and all this stuff. So
Why?
My conversation, I don't know, it just backfired on me for
what
whatever
reason. What did we say about her that would make anybody think she was a bad person?
I don't know. I was just talking about how she always changes her mind and how we go out to dinner and all this stuff. So what's funny is we did go out to dinner on Friday.
Right.
And I don't know what one of these days.
It was before Valentine's Day. I remember. No, it was on the weekend, wasn't it?
We just went to dinner again.
Oh, again.
Whoa!
Yeah,
we don't normally do, but
that's a big deal, guys.
Yeah.
Two dinners in the last 2 weeks is crazy.
I know it is pretty crazy. And we sat there. She's like, "Well, what do you want?" And we were going through that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And after we get our food and everything, she's like, "Man, I wish I would have ordered what you got. Can I have a fry?" And I'm like, "No, you can't have anything because, this is exactly what I talked about on the podcast." It was just a funny conversation. Yeah. My wife is awesome. For those of you.
I mean, she's crazy, but she's awesome. I'm kidding.
She's totally cool.
You're wonderful. All right, listen, let's take a quick break. When we come back, what we were originally going to talk about is, I'll just say manliness and leave it at that. So when we come back, we're going to dive into manliness.
Help us find our manliness.
Fast, simple, and affordable. That's what registering your domain name with GoDaddy will be. Fast, simple, affordable. And if you listen to this show, Hey, We're Talking, you know you're getting a discount, 30% off if you go to trygodaddy.com/HWT. Again, 30% off. All you have to do is go to trygodaddy.com/HWT for 30% off your domain name and other business services provided by GoDaddy. We're back, and we picked on Derek during the break.
I know, look at his
face. It's just like we were just mentioning how much we talked about curling. Like we were like, he's a little obsessed with curling. And
it's not like I watched a match the other, this morning or something.
Yeah, how about that Russian dude doping charges?
Another one?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not even allowed to be there already. Now there's another guy doping.
Yeah, but he's not even in one of the competitive sports. He's a curler.
That's not. Come on, it is a competitive sport.
That's what a sport is. If you can actually get improvement through doping, that's a sport.
Okay.
If you're like, who cares?
Podcasting is a sport because I dope.
So bowling's definitely a sport because you drink, you get better.
Yeah.
See?
Well, okay.
So doping when you you take drugs and things to help.
Okay, let's just before this goes completely off the rails.
Your aerobic capacity and
let's get back to the topic because this is going too. We're already getting into the weeds here. All right,
we haven't even touched the topic.
I know. I'm about to touch it right now.
Lead the way.
I was just thinking the other day, and I wondered if anybody had really covered this about how. And again, this is I'm going to share my opinion. It doesn't mean that it's true. It's my opinion. But I was just realizing how men, it seems like, in America have grown increasingly less manly over my lifetime. There's this whole push for men to be very feminine and in touch with their feelings and stuff like that. And I'm not against all that stuff necessarily, but it seems like sometimes the pendulum swings a little too far in one direction, and I was wondering if maybe anyone had covered that in a humorous way. But in my looking around at different stuff, I found this article from 2015 by somebody at the New York Times called 27 Ways to Be a Modern Man, okay? And I want to read some of them. And you guys can just give me your reactions to these if you'd like. Some of them are going to make us react and some of them are not. But this is according to the heralded New York Times in the men's style section in 2015.
That's called sarcasm, people. I'm just letting y'all know.
What, that I called it the heralded New York Times?
Heralded New York Times. Yeah.
It's good for if you have like a bird or something to put it in the bottom of the cage. All right, here we go.
Scott's not a fan.
No. So here's number one. When the modern man buys shoes for his spouse, he doesn't have to ask the sister for her size, and he knows which brands run big or small.
Why would you buy shoes for your wife? That's her thing.
I don't know.
Have you guys ever bought a pair of shoes for your wife?
Tennis shoes, but they were like ones that I knew she picked out, and I got them for her birthday. She picked them out, though.
I have. I've gotten some of the yellow box flip flop things before.
Well,
okay, that's different. We're talking about like nice shoes, like heels or something.
No,
absolutely not.
Because you don't know. My wife's tastes are very particular, and what
you should know
may run in her style.
Derek,
what I think is her style, she may not like it.
The modern man knows these things, Derek.
Well, what would here's the thing. To me, I'm not sure what a modern man is, but I mean, I can't remember any men throughout history that have been known for purchasing shoes or something special for their wife like that. And it's like
it's an idea, it's a concept to show you how this is how you're not a modern man. Okay, so now I'm going to read a second one so you can find out how you're not a modern man too. Number 2, the modern man never lets other people know when his confidence has sunk. He acts as if everything is going swimmingly until it is.
That is actually how an old school fellow would be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that is not modern. Modern man would wear his feelings on his sleeve or something
I'm not feeling very good about myself today. Like that.
Unless it was just bravado that they're showing off. But
okay,
yeah,
so that one, a little weird. All right, the modern man is considerate. At the movie theater, he won't munch down on a mouthful of popcorn during a quiet moment. He waits for some ruckus.
What?
First off, that's called manners. Your parents should give you manners in general, so nobody should hear you crunching on popcorn if your mouth is closed when you chew.
But
no, they're saying you don't even bite, you don't even eat the popcorn
until it's a loud part in the movie.
That's stupid.
It is stupid.
That is dumb.
I like that one elicited such a strong response. That was fun. Okay. The modern man doesn't cut the fatty or charred bits off his fillet. Every bite of steak is a privilege, and it all goes down the hatch.
See, that is an old school mentality.
You know what it made me think, though, is it's like, to me, the underlying theme here is more about, for me, it brought out this idea of like the eco-friendly, you don't waste anything, right? So even if you have this big giant slab of fat hanging off the end and you're like, I'd rather just eat the meat, you're supposed to eat the meat because we don't waste food. That sounds stupid to me too. But I understand what you're saying. You do eat, like the old school guy eats what's on his plate. Yeah, you eat what's on your plate. All right.
Yeah.
The modern man won't blow 10 minutes of his life looking for the best parking spot. He finds a reasonable one and puts his car between the lines.
I guess, sure.
You guys like that?
I like a good parking spot. Yeah. I mean, it's fine. Yeah, it's like, maybe.
I kind of find fun in trying to find a good parking spot. It's like a game.
Who doesn't mind a parking spot? But I'm not going to spend 10 minutes looking for a spot.
No.
I'm going to go up and down an aisle. If there's something not close, I park far away and walk in the negative 20-degree weather uphill both ways.
Yeah.
In 4 inches of ice.
I just don't see how that is a modern man mentality.
It's not. Here's one. Listen to this one. This one just made me laugh uproariously. Before the modern man heads off to bed, he makes sure his spouse's phone and kids' electronic devices are charging for the night.
Oh, wow.
If you were a man's man, you would have taught your children and your wife or your spouse to do it already if you're being a man. So my kids, if their phones ain't plugged in, that's not my problem.
I guess their phone ain't working tomorrow, huh? If you don't plug it in.
You be responsible to plug in your phone, or else you don't get the privilege of having that phone. My wife, the only thing I do is when she works, I'll ask her, hey, did you set your alarm?
Yeah.
She plugs her own phone in, but I just remind her, hey, double check your alarm because you got to get up at 4:45 in the morning, and I don't want you to be late. That's all.
There was a response on Facebook that we thought about talking about from Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs. The thing that he said is you teach your children responsibility. So if they don't plug their phone in, they obviously didn't learn responsibility, and they'll learn the consequences of not being responsible. And he said for the wife, it's a different story. And I agree with him.
Yeah.
You take care of your wife better than you take care of, as far as like your wife doesn't need to be taught responsibility.
Well, you mean Mike responsibility?
Exactly. All right. Derek, what do you think about that one?
Yeah, it's okay to maybe give gentle reminders to your wife.
Right.
But
if your son doesn't plug his phone in, you're not going to be like,
yeah,
oh, I'm so sorry I didn't plug your phone in last night for you.
That's on you, bro.
Yeah. Cool story, bro. All right, how about this one? The modern man buys only regular colas like Coke or Dr. Pepper. If you walk into his house looking for a Mountain Dew, he'll show you the door.
Whoa.
Wow. That's not very modern and polite.
That one seems stupid to me also.
Mountain Dew. Let me say that that's like a cornerstone of modern military life. So
exactly. He's crazy.
You can go to hell, modern man article.
Here's another one. The modern man uses the proper names for things. For example, he'll say helicopter, not chopper, like some gauche simpleton.
That's very weird. That's just weird to me.
These are all they're bizarre.
I talk how I talk. Whatever I say. If I decide to say chopper, it's probably going to be in an Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, get to the chopper.
Accent.
You have to.
I mean, I say what I say. You can't really judge. Oh, are you manly enough by not cutting words shorter? Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, Scott, I'm going to say this is really bizarre. I mean, maybe not as bizarre as a education on the days of the week, but this is really weird.
We don't even have to keep going through these, but I wanted to.
No, it's fun. It's fun, but it's weird.
Yeah, it is.
Saying it's weird.
There's a couple of them that I understand where the guy's going with some of these. Like having a daughter makes the modern man more of a complete person. He learns new stuff every day. Now, obviously, there's a little bit of truth to that, but it's not like if you don't have a daughter, somehow you're not a complete human being.
Right. I mean, I've got a daughter and a son, and trust me, they both teach me new stuff all the time.
Yes, and you teach them stuff all the time.
Exactly. They teach me new lingo. They teach me this and that, and it's just like we have fun with that. But that doesn't mean I'm manlier because my children teach me stuff. It doesn't make sense. Again,
here's the bottom line. Let's just be real. To quote Scotty D.
Yeah.
Let's be real here. This is just a bizarre article on one man's take on what modern manliness means.
Yeah.
But what manliness really means, who's to say? I think we could dedicate the entire podcast. Hey, we're talking could become like we could talk about different aspects of manliness every single episode.
Sure.
Does enjoying whiskey make you a man? Is enjoying whiskey manly? Is enjoying beer
could be, I don't know.
manly?
Yeah.
What is manliness?
I think it's an attitude more than an action, don't you?
Yes. It's both. I mean, being a man takes action and it takes attitude.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just say this. Let's say I did all the actions right, but I didn't have the attitude to be a man. That's going to be a little awkward. That's going to be a little weird if I was just a little feminine or a little this or that, but I'm doing all the other stuff. I mean, it takes, if you have to really describe what a man is, you're probably not one.
Ooh,
that's how I see it.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, I think the ideas of what people consider to be manly, to be masculine, to be manly, I think everybody has maybe a different idea, and this is just one person's take on modern manliness. It's about being considerate, being strong, but yet also being considerate and not wasteful, being more efficient. Whereas an older school, idea of manliness is being, maybe more bottled up, not really showing, your true thoughts and feelings, just maintaining a strong front, being stern, being strict, and maybe being inefficient in certain ways.
I think there's something good about all that stuff too, though. That's the thing where I think all this stuff gets messed up, is because we say, oh, that's the old way and we don't do that. There's some good things about a guy sometimes not sharing every little darn thing that he's thinking. There's something good about it. Keeps balance within the family. I mean, especially if you're talking about a family unit. If the dad comes home every day and he's just like, oh, God, it was a bad day at work today, it was terrible, then the kids are going to be like, oh, my dad really hates work. And then they're going to have a preconceived notion about work when they grow up. They're going to think that work sucks, and they're not going to want to go to work either. There's something okay about a guy coming home and seeing the kids and, hey, how's it going? So glad to see you, kids. And
well, there's a difference. There's a difference with making your kids feel comfortable, knowing that dad's got this, dad's taking care of this, and then with your wife, then you have that other conversation that, hey,
some private,
that, hey, I'm struggling today or this week, or I'm worried about bills. We don't want the kids to know. We want them to not have to worry about our worries. But you just, that's what you have a wife for. That's the point of it. You've got on this list, Scott, if you go all the way to the bottom, I'm going to read one here.
Okay.
The New York Times article said, the modern man doesn't get hung up on his phone's battery percentage. If it runs flat, so be it. And then Mike Rowe's response was, a man's man prefers his gas tank to be full, his weapon to be loaded, his pantry to be stocked, and his checkbook to be balanced. He also likes his phone sufficiently charged and takes the necessary steps to accomplish that.
Exactly.
And it's like, to me, that's kind of everything we're talking about. Is, you just have to be prepared for yourself, but you have to be prepared for your family or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Man, I wish Mike Rowe didn't have a job so we could maybe get him on the podcast.
Mike Rowe's, man, he's got his own podcast, which I absolutely love. If you guys haven't heard it, listen to it. It's called The Way I Heard It. It's great short stories. It's under 10 minutes. It's an awesome podcast. He's got, of course, Dirty Jobs. I think he's done with that now, but he still does the voiceover for Deadliest Catch. He's got the other show that's on Facebook.
Returning the Favor.
Returning the Favor. I mean, this guy's he's got so much stuff going on. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's got a good talent for it. So. Well,
unfortunately, we're out of time. We goofed off too much in the first half of the show. We blew it. No, I'm kidding. But it was fun. We got to talk about this. We can revisit this in the future, because I think this is a topic, just like Derek said, we could talk a lot more about this. So, hey, do us a favor. Share this show with your friends. Check us out on your favorite podcasting app at Hey We're Talking. Same thing with Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're all over the place. Share it. We want people to hear it. We're glad that you listen. We're glad that you get to spend time with us. And we will be back on Wednesday with, I believe we're going to be talking about a little bit of music. Is that correct, Mr. Bob?
Yep, that's correct.
We're going to be doing some music history, some music fun, and we're excited to share that with you guys. We will see you again Wednesday.